Progressives Congress in the forthcoming elections. The president, who made this known at the APC campaign rally in Imo State, said, God willing, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will succeed him, urging Nigerians to vote for all APC candidates.
I am here, ladies and gentlemen, to thank you very much for exposing yourself to the weather for so long to make sure that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been delivered by our great party as the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu said APC is a united and formidable party that would greatly improve the fortunes of Nigerians.
You are great people of Imo State. We came with love, peace, unity, stability, and progress. We came to try and assure you of the unbroken hope, breaking of the shackles of poverty, shackles of ignorance.
Tinubu promised to eradicate estimated billing system on electricity tariffs and improve ease of doing business.
We are going to add value to your real estate. We are going to reconstruct, re-beautify your roads. Wonderful. We are going to invest in education. Wonderful. Wonderful. To all of you youths, 4 years of university education must be 4 years. 4 years must be what? 4 years.
Present at the presidential rally were the governors of Ebonyi, Imo, and Lagos State, as well as the former chairman of the party, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. And now to Ogun State. Traditional rulers in Abeokuta North local government have jointly endorsed the return of Prince Dapo Abiodun as the governor of Ogun State in next month's gubernatorial election. They gave the endorsement at a meeting held during the governor's campaign to the local government. Bumi Adigun, who covered the campaign tour, also reports that the governor commissioned the Ikija Ilugu Health Center. His report.
The turn of Abeokuta North local government as host of Governor Dapo Abiodun's re-election campaign, and it was first a meeting with royal fathers in this local government. Oshile of Okeonoegba, Oba Adedapo Tejuosho, Agraf Bagura, Oba Sabo Babajide Bakre, Olowo of Owu, Oba Saka Matemilola, all endorsed Governor Dapo Abiodun for his second term with their blessings.
Ipe láti wá wúre fún yín nípa ètò ìdìbò tó ń bọ̀ àtẹ̀yìn àti gbogbo àwọn aráàlú náà ìwúrí àbáwá o.
On behalf of the chiefs and the people of the local government, some requests were made through the Boba Tolu of Okeonoegba.
Other projects examples that are begging for attention include but not limited to the following. 1. Completion of the major road from Holy Trinity Church Ikiriku to Iberekodo Parakoga Waterworks. Your Excellency, sir, we wish to appreciate and align ourselves with your silent achievements. We recognize many great things you have done the last 3 and
look into all these assiduously and make sure that we get the right answer. I congratulate you and wish you the very, very best that you wish us.
Governor Abiodun responded to the requests this way.
I'm a governor of the entire state.
I promised you then, Baba Boma Tiwa, Musafi Munda money. I will be fair, I will be just, I will be equitable. I will obey the rule of law. I will not develop any part of this state at the expense of another. Without saying too much, Baba Mufeke Ba, in that my quest and determination to be fair and just. And I will continue to be fair, to be just, and be equitable. Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí ẹ kọ sínú lẹ́tà tí wọ́n kà fún mi sìn, màá tún lọ jókòó, màá distill ẹ̀. Olóògbé Ọlọ́run àti àtìlẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run agbóhadélẹ̀ yìí rí.
The Oshiles Palace in Shakwa was filled to the brim as party faithfuls from the local government came out to drum support for Governor Abiodun and all APC candidates. The campaign train thereafter moved to Ikija Ilugu, where the governor was expected to cut a commemorative tape at a primary health care center built by the chairman of the local government.
Thanks to His Excellency, because without him, we would not have the money to build what we are building. And if you want to know why I chose an health center, it's not far-fetched. Health is wealth. So without life, there will be not, we won't talk about any other thing, not education, not even feeding. The first thing is people's health.
Commissioner for Health in Ogun State, Dr. Tomi Koka, affirmed that the current administration has done so much in the health sector.
We've done up to close to 100 PHCs across the 20 local governments, because what we've done is we've done it in phases of 2020, and as we renovate, we equip and we staff as well. As you know, His Excellency, we've employed about 80 midwives across the 20 local governments to make sure that when people come here, they meet midwives, they meet health workers that can attend to them.
The governor commended the local government chairman for the initiative, saying it was in line with the administration's development agenda. Bumi Adigun, OGTV News.
Meanwhile, the campaign train of Governor Dakwa Abiodun will be moving to Itoru Hall, Ijebu-Ode local government tomorrow, 15th February 2023. And in view of human and vehicular movement anticipated, the motoring public and road users are advised to observe traffic rerouting. Itoru roundabout and Uyibo junction will be cordoned off to traffic. Urban traffic from Ibadan Garage will be diverted to one-way traffic at Awujale roundabout along Folagbade Road to Uyibo roundabout. However, security operatives will be deployed along the road to ensure effective and integrated traffic management in order to limit delay and traffic congestion. A statement by the State Commissioner for Transportation, Engineer Gbenga Dairo, pleads with members of the public and road users for their understanding and cooperation for any inconveniences that this might cause. Engineer Dairo assured that the strategy put in place would minimize delay and guarantee orderliness. The people of Abeokuta and its environs have been assured of better and adequate representation at the Senate in the next political dispensation in the country. The senatorial candidate of the All Progressives Congress for the Ogun West Senatorial District, Solomon Olamileko Adeola, gave the assurance during campaign tour of Abeokuta for local government. Elizabeth Esov report.
Senator Solomon Olamileko Adeola, All Progressives Congress candidate for Ogun West in the forthcoming National Assembly election, took his campaign train to Abeokuta from local government area of the state and was received by the people amidst jubilations. The tour to the council area, which commenced from Obada Idiemi, witnessed a rousing welcome from the people of the community, who were anxiously waiting to meet with their would-be representative in the general election if elected, with much expectations and requests. Senator Adeola, in all the communities visited, promised the people better representation if voted for, as his visits to the communities also witnessed promise of financial supports, rural electrification, and major social amenities to all the wards.
padà wá sílé mi ò ní kábàámọ̀ ẹ̀. Ibẹ̀ mo decide láti fi gbogbo ìgbádùn tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lẹ̀ láti wá sílé mi ò ní kábàámọ̀ ẹ̀. Mo dẹ̀ rẹ́dì láti wá ṣètọ́jú mi. Mo rẹ́dì láti wá dúró tì mí. Mo rẹ́dì láti wá fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ fún mi láti mú ìdàgbàsókè wá sí ìlú Ìmẹ̀kọ Àfọ̀n àti gbogbo ẹbí.
Communities that played host to Senator Olamilekan Adeola were Obada Idiemi, Owode, Afon, Ilara, Idofa, and Imeko Township. Elizabeth Eson, OGTV News.
Still ahead of the election, less than 2 weeks to the general elections, political parties have signed a peace accord with a charge on their supporters not to lay down their lives for any candidate. At a stakeholders forum organized by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the bimodal voting automated system BVAS was described as an equipment set to sanitize the polity if not compromised. The resident electoral commissioner of Ogun State, Mr. Niyi Ijalaye, however, expressed concerns on the current currency swap and fuel scarcity as possible threat to smooth and hitch-free elections. Fora Adeson will report.
With the array of people at the stakeholders forum organized by the INEC, Nigerians seem desirous of a peaceful transition to the next civilian administration. Every stakeholder, including security architecture, the political class, traditional institutions, civil society organizations, and the generality of the people, came together under one roof to brainstorm on the Electoral Law 2022, BVAS, and the need to protect the Nigerian democracy from obvious challenges which pose danger to its existence.
The BVAS is for the elections, not for post-election. So for every Nigerian who is aggrieved has a right to seek redress in the court of law.
The REC Ogun State gave a breakdown of the contestable positions and the parties in Ogun State, with the House of Assembly leading the pack with a whopping figure of 300 contestants vying for 26 seats, 12 for the gubernatorial, 94 for the House of Representatives, and 32 for the Senate. He spoke extensively on BVAS.
Each BVAS is to be configured for a polling unit. A specific BVAS will be configured for that polling unit. So, answer to that question, all BVAS are being tested.
Various security agencies, federal agencies, including the National Youth Service Corps and the National Orientation Agency, allay fears of the people on the possible violence during the elections. They, however, cautioned parents to warn their children and wards from being used to perpetrate violence during the elections. Some of the participants speak.
The outcome of the forum is hope rekindling, because from the whole thing we can see the transparency INEC is about to unleash on this 2023 election.
It is not a do or die thing. I'm only trying to sell my product as a better product, that's all. So it doesn't warrant that I have to malign the character or destroy the character of another person for me to get the opportunity.
A beautiful meeting. It's been very interactive, and I think it's very desirable because all stakeholders are together in one place, and we had to have discussion on ensuring that the elections for 2023 will be successful.
Elections are built for 20 local government areas in the state, with 5,042 polling units spread across 232 wards. Adefowora Adesonwo, OGTV News.
The African Union Commission announced Tuesday that it will be sending a 90-strong observer mission to Nigeria for this month's elections. Africa's most populous country goes to the polls on February 25, but has been plunged into crisis in the run-up to the vote with dire shortages of cash and fuel. The African Union Election Observation Mission is being headed by former Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta, who helped broker a deal to end 2 years of war in northern Ethiopia, and he's mediating in the conflict in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The AU said the objectives of the mission were to provide an accurate and impartial assessment of the electoral process, offer recommendations for any improvement in future polls, and to demonstrate AU support towards consolidation of democracy, peace, stability, and development in Nigeria. Nearly 100 million people will vote to choose the successor to President Muhammadu Buhari, who steps down after 2 terms as Nigeria struggles with widespread insecurity and economic malaise. Still to come, the federal government achieves criteria to stop river blindness treatment and force the education sector. It has become imperative for both teachers and parents to impact knowledge and cultural values to the younger generations through the use of technology in line with the agenda of the current administration in Ogun State. The Ogun State Governor, Prince Abeokuta, stated this while interacting with parents at the stakeholders meeting organized by the State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology through the Office of the Special Advisor to the Governor on Primary and Secondary Education. Adebola Oshomoji completes the report.
To develop a new approach to education development in training of the children in compliance with the 21st century, Ogun State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, through the Office of the Special Advisor to the Governor on Primary and Secondary Education, engaged parents in the 4 zones of the state. The event, which had the attendance of the State Governor, Prince Abeokuta, brought together resource persons, educationists, parents and other stakeholders within and outside the state. In an assessment of his achievements in the education sector and other sectors, Governor Abeokuta said, since the inception of his administration, education has been given utmost priority with the provision of 25,000 furniture as well as renovation of 1,000 schools, among other initiatives and programs to standardize the sector in the state.
This is Ogun State, the birthplace of free education, #1 education in the country. We have more secondary schools in Ogun State than in any other state. We have more universities in Ogun State than 3 or 4 states combined together. We declared an emergency in the education sector. Pé aláti ṣe nǹkan pàjáwìrì kó tó di pé ó wá burú ó wá kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ lọ́wọ́ pé púpọ̀ náà ọkọ̀ tí a rò ń bá yẹn pé aláti gbéṣe àgbéṣe Ọlọ́run fún wa ní òye a dẹ̀ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rí àyípadà.
According to the Special Advisor to the Governor on Primary and Secondary Education, Mrs. Ronke Shoyombo, the program was meant to enhance teachers' performance with the collective effort of the parent in impacting knowledge in the younger generations through the use of technology.
For Mr. Governor to have done 1,474 schools, to have renovated schools, not only that, to have rebuilt some of the buildings, to me, it speaks volume.
Commissioner in the ministry, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, expressed optimism that the concept would enable parents and teachers discover the right learning system to bring out the best practices from students in line with global practices in academics.
These children, when they were born, the first teachers are their parents, and they spend more of their times at home than in the school. So, if we train teachers, we buy equipment in school, we repair facilities in school, yellow roof and so on, and you just leave parents, then definitely you won't get the results you want.
The guest lecturer, Mrs. Yinka Ogunde, engaged the participants the more as they lauded the initiative.
This is the kind of experience teachers are submitting, and for a whole governor to be part and parcel of it, in fact, it means it's the interest of the parents and the children at heart.
Discipline is key to a proper existence of anybody as a human being. So what the program of today is a very good one because it talks about discipline.
At the event, parents were admonished to take advantage of the program by utilizing the opportunity afforded them by the state government. Adebola Oshomoji, OGTV News.
As part of effort geared towards rewarding excellence in service delivery, the Ogun State Government Teaching Service Commission conducts promotion exercise for teaching and non-teaching staffs of government secondary school teachers in the state. The commission chairman, Evangelist Olalekan Ifede, stated this while speaking with journalists. In Yewa College, Ilaro, one of the venues of the exercise, advising that the promotion would motivate them for better performance. Bolaji Sampson completes the report.
The Ogun State Teaching Service Commission, TESCOM, have commenced the training and promotion exercise of a total number of 7,815 teaching and non-teaching staffs in the state. Speaking on the conduct of the promotion exercise for the teachers, Chairman of TESCOM, Evangelist Olalekan Ifede, disclosed that the exercise commenced with a structured training program for eligible officers between grade levels 1 to 17.
I am grateful to my people governor, the Omobaba teacher, who has always been so good to us in that commission. You will agree with me that this is the first interview exercise that is going on in the entire state, Ogun, and it is the governor, our governor, that gave us that approval to do it and back it with the necessary apparatus for us. You will recall that last time the Teaching Service Commission was actually the first commission to give out promotion letters to teachers, which has not been the case before. Teachers are usually placed last in the events of things, but now teachers are placed first in everything that we do.
The promotion exercise scheduled to hold between Tuesday, 14th February and Thursday, 16th February 2023 at 5 designated centers across the state: Egba 1, Egba 2, Yewa, Remo and Ijebu respectively, which was held at Yewa Egbado College, Ilaro, African Church Grammar School, Itayalode, Lishabi Grammar School, Abeokuta.
It's a very beautiful and a welcoming development. It's something that teachers have been waiting for quite some time, and it is very good at this time because it will motivate the teachers, it will encourage them to do much more.
Teachers have been advised to impart quality knowledge on students and ensure they make positive contributions to academic excellence. Bolaji Sampson, OGTV News.
Away from education, now to agriculture. Ogun State Government has reiterated its readiness to partner with investors in boosting agricultural activities and create more investment opportunities toward food security, job creation and economic empowerment. Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Adeola Odedino, stated this while addressing agricultural exhibitors at an agricultural show in commemoration of the year 2023 Lishabi Festival with the theme From Farm to Table, bringing agricultural opportunities of Prince Dapo Abiodun to the doorstep of the public. Kolaoli Osho, who covered the event, reports that the event held at Ake Palace Ground had in attendance the Alaki and paramount ruler of Egbaland, Oba Dr. Adedotware Mubadebo, among other dignitaries. Details of the report are presented in this package.
With vast arable land good enough for cultivation of major cash crops, agriculture plays a major economic role in Ogun State and provides income and employment for the teeming youth. To further increase productivity, improve competitiveness and meet the growing demand from the agri-food sector, the State Ministry of Agriculture has organized an agricultural show with the theme From Farm to Table, bringing agricultural opportunities of Prince Dapo Abiodun to the doorstep of the public as part of activities marking the 36th Lishabi Festival. Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Adeola Odedino, commended the administration of Prince Dapo Abiodun for encouraging youths in the state to take advantage of the state government's agricultural program, and through this, food is getting to the table of the common man in the state.
These are young people that have been empowered by Ogun State government to start producing, to start responding to the needs of society in the area of agriculture. So All the stakeholders here, they've been supported by the government of Ogun State, and they're in the market. They're making money. So we want other young people to join them to learn from this achievement.
Alaki and paramount ruler of Egbaland, Oba Adedotun Aremu Gbadebo, encouraged farmers in the state to continue to leverage on the state government programs on agricultural development in order to make life more meaningful for all and sundry.
This exhibition is for the purpose of showing our people that farming is no longer for the poor. Farming is now supported by government. They help you clear the land. They give you inputs. They take you to the CBN for loan that will help you to sustain your farming and improve on it. So at the end of the day, you become a wealthy man. Agriculture nowadays is the main thing. We have to go back to land to make our nation great, so that we no longer look for employment. We will be employing people.
Others who spoke at the event, including Chairman 2023 Lishabi Festival Planning Committee, retired Navy Captain Rashid Raji, applauded the State Ministry of Agriculture led by Commissioner Dr. Adeola Odedino for taking agric business in the state to greater heights, which recently earned Prince Dr. Abiodun the Best Governor Award in Agriculture. Tour of agricultural exhibitions stand by the Alaki and paramount ruler of Egbaland, Oba Adedotun Aremu Gbadebo, and other dignitaries led by the Commissioner for Agriculture, Dr. Adeola Odedino, who had earlier paid a courtesy call on the paramount ruler at his palace in Abeokuta.
The key to economic growth is to ensure that teamwork is fostered among business operators in order to create global competitiveness, which will boost the economy of Ogun State. The state governor, Prince Dapwa Abiodun, made this no admonition at the closing ceremony of the 12th International Trade Fair at Kobakpe Road, Okemosan, Abeokuta. Queen Mary Brown West completes the story.
The Gateway International Trade Fair, organized by the Ogun State Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Ogun Sima, with the aim of bringing together business investors who will partner with the government to take business activities in the state to a higher level. The 10 days event has come to an end, and Dr. Nofiu Aigoro, Ogun State Head of Service, represented the Governor of Ogun State, has encouraged residents to embrace the mind of business while aiming at global profit maximization.
The Gateway Trade Fair is going into globally acclaimed forum for the convergence of renowned brands and trademarks, whether it is service-oriented or product distribution and delivery. This gladdens my heart because it fits perfectly into the vision and mission of this administration.
The State Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Mrs. Kikelomo Lunge, encouraged members of the public to collaborate with the government towards making every business easy in the state.
This fair has created a platform for the business community and the people from all walks of life to interact.
The popular belief it affects both male and female, being a state sensitive to the needs of its residents with focus on all age range. The wife of Ogun State Governor, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, in conjunction with the State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, organized a school sensitization program on the elimination of gender-based violence in schools. Mrs. Abiodun, who was represented by the wife of the Secretary to the state government, Mrs. Daring Talabi, said gender-based violence has negative impact on the health and well-being of its survivors.
The state will continue to ensure that every child is free of violence regardless of their economic status.
Supported by Ajoshe Foundation and Spouses of Ogun State Government Functionaries Association, SOSFA, dignitaries present said the program is a round peg in a round hole, targeted to equip adolescent boys and girls with knowledge and skills to help mitigate, prevent and respond to gender-based violence.
There are 3 domains of learning. We have the cognitive, we have affective, we have psychomotor. But we believe that having morals is part of education.
It's not ending here. We are taking it around the state. We are believing that by this advocacy,
the level of gender-based violence will be minimized drastically until it gets to a zero level.
There were interactive sessions where various topics were discussed. Students testified that it was a worthwhile session as they were impacted.
I've learned that it's good to respect people's rights. You should not overpower people because you feel you are stronger than them. You must learn to respect people no matter their class, their age, and you should not harass people, body shame people because it's not right.
I've learned today that everyone has an equal part to play in society and that females should not be treated as things of disgust but should be respected.
Various gift items were distributed to the students, ranging from food items to educational materials. Margaret Okunlola, OGTV News.
The grand finale of the 8th edition of May's annual Rollback Malaria Program involving essay, quiz and debate competitions would hold on Wednesday, February 15, 2023. A statement by organizers of the event, May's Club of Nigeria, indicate that the venue of the event is Aksoba Hall, Abeokuta Grammar School, Diaba, Abeokuta, at 10 in the morning. 6 schools that emerged from the earlier organized preliminary stage will take part in the event, to be chaired by High Chief Ugoluwa Bankole, Chairman and Proprietor of Mercyland International College, Housing Ibara, Abeokuta. The Ogun State government has filed an application at the Supreme Court of Nigeria seeking to join Kaduna, Kogi and Zamfara State in a suit against the federal government of Nigeria over the demonetization policy, which introduced new versions of 200, 500 and 1,000 naira notes. The state, in a motion of notice filed by its counsel, Afe Babadola and Co. on February 13, sought to be joined as a fourth plaintiff applicant in a suit number SCCV 162-2023. The applicant in the notice further stated that it sought to be a co-plaintiff for the just and effective determination in the suit instituted by the other 3 plaintiffs. The plaintiff also notified the Supreme Court that it shall rely on all the processes already filed in this action in addition to the affidavit in support of the application, listing 13 grounds upon which the application was predicated. The plaintiff submitted, among others, that the implementation of the federal government's sanction policy has thus far negatively affected the citizens all over the Federation, which includes Ogun State, and left several residents of the state stranded, cash-strapped, and frustrated, leading to riot, grievous interruption of commercial activities, and a gradual economic downturn in the state. President Muhammadu Buhari has called on the government of the United Arab Emirates, UAE, to lift its blanket visa ban on Nigerians. Buhari had earlier called Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan to condole with him on the death of his mother-in-law, Sheikha Miriam Al-Falasi, during which important issues of mutual concern between the two countries came up, according to a statement issued by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, while he requested that his UAE counterpart review the blanket visa ban imposed on Nigerians intending to travel to the UAE. The President recalls that mutually beneficial and excellent relationships have subsisted between the two nations over many years, symbolized by robust economic interactions and regular consultations on matters of common interest, including engagement at the highest political levels. He noted that recent irritants in bilateral relations generated by consular issues relating to the behavior of some Nigerians in the UAE are being ironed out, noting that no country, including Nigeria, will condone criminalities and illegal behaviors. The federal coming up next is business news with Okpeyemi Adewumi. Please stay with us.
Many thanks for joining us on the business segment of the news. Again, I am Opeyemi Adeomi. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule has said preliminary findings by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited has revealed that there is crude oil in Agwatashi and Asakio communities in Obi local government area of the state. The NNPCL had found oil in Kina local government area, and preparations are on top gear to commence its drilling in the month of March. Speaking during an interactive section with APC stakeholders in Obi local government area on Tuesday, Governor Sule said his administration would not relent until Nasarawa State begins to enjoy the 13% derivation as an oil-producing state. The governor further said that the state government would sign a memorandum of understanding with the NNPCL on February 18, 2023 to enable them commence the drilling of the oil in Kena local government area without any issues. Meanwhile, downstream petroleum companies were the highest gainers at the Nigerian stock market as investors continue to take position in oil and gas stock with expectations that the strategic link in national energy distribution will lead to improved returns. Benchmark indices at the equity market indicated average gain of 0.07%, equivalent to net capital gain of 20 billion naira. The All Share Index, the common value index that tracks all share prices at the Nigerian exchange, each up from its opening index of 54,327.30 points to close at 54,364.67 points. Nigeria is aiming to export 16.2 million tons of liquefied natural gas in 2023, a report by the Independent Commodity Intelligence Service has said. According to ICIS, Nigerian LNG exports depreciated in 2022, falling 15% compared with 2021. It also disclosed that the expectation of Africa restarting LNG imports in 2022 failed to materialize due to the soaring cost of LNG following the start of the war in Ukraine. According to ICIS, the floating power plants of Senegal and Mozambique are unlikely to switch to gas-fired generations. Moving on, as the currency redesign policy continues to generate confusion across the country, the Central Bank of Nigeria has vowed to clamp down on point-of-sales owners who have turned themselves to payment agents to take advantage of members of the public. The Apex Bank described such unaccredited payment agents as fifth columnists with activities constituted economic sabotage, saying that it will carry out certain operations around the country this week to arrest and prosecute them. The Director, Governor's Department, CBN, Mr. Joseph Omayuko, who stated this while briefing journalists in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, said the sharp practices were discovered after reviews of the implementation of the policy. It said that those POS operators also engage in selling of the Naira notes for Naira notes to buyers amidst rejections of online payment by some buyers, business operators, including petrol stations and supermarkets. To provide an enabling environment for micro, small and medium-sized enterprises in the country, President Muhammadu Buhari has signed the Business Facilitation Bill 2022, also known as the Omnibus Bill, into law. The executive bill was presented by the Business Facilitation Miscellaneous Provision Act 2023, a legislative intervention by the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, which amends 21 business-related laws, removing bureaucratic constraints to doing business in Nigeria. The new law also codifies Executive Order 001 on transparency and efficiency in public service delivery, the administration's first executive order aimed at strengthening ease of doing business reform across the country. And that was the business segment of the news. We now go back to Simiat for the rest of the news. Stay with us.